And we're live. I'm going to do it a little different this time because the stream last night was like 4.5 hours for literally no reason at all. So I'm going to be playing some Civilization and lifting some weights. And I'm going to have myself completely muted while they're doing their thing and having their conversation. I'm not going to try and talk over it at all. So with that being said, I'm going to mute myself, start this conversation, and get to it.
So, like I said, half of it I respect. I respect that they're exposing people, using their platform to do it, but I don't think it's funny, and I wanted to make that very clear. Some people have gone to the levels where the cops aren't doing anything, so much so that they're beating the crap out of them, which they deserve. But when you beat them up, you can't, like, now you can't call the cops and you can't get them convicted. And yeah, it's great for views and all of that, and they definitely deserve getting the beat up. But you know, like something's got to happen. And you had Tim Tebow on here, which is an awesome guy. Love that guy.
Tim's amazing.
Best, yeah, the really good dude. Like I don't think anyone can say anything bad about Tim Tebow.
They try.
Yeah, I've heard.
They try to say shit about
It's
him.
crazy, man. It's crazy. But like I don't know Tim personally. I know I've talked to his vice president Camille. But you know, he brought up situations with you know, like the amount of people that we have in this country looking at that material at ages what under 12, and what, if I can remember correctly, there's 111,000 unique people in this country in less than 30 days.
Yep.
So that's the people that are recorded from whatever software is monitoring that based on statistics that are public. That means there's a way bigger number than he's aware of and that I'm aware of. It sickens me, and the problem is not. It's not that the problem is getting better. What's happening is the problem's getting worse because the material is going to spread regardless if there's less victims. Because there's still material out there. Like there was just a case in Florida with 1.2 million photos and videos that were being sold for $100 and something. Like that's not going anywhere. It's going to keep going, circulate all these communities for a very long time, regardless if there's new victims or not. So catching those guys is a priority, obviously, because they're going to re-victimize other people or reoffend. But it's just like an endless loop of disgusting horribleness. But like I was telling you last night about the state trooper that just got caught a couple days ago with 23 videos having sex with his toddler in full state trooper uniform and sending the videos on Telegram. Like that was a few days ago. There's just so much going on.
Are you seeing this stuff?
I mean, I didn't, not one I didn't see, but I'm seeing the worst of the worst all the time, and it's for sure. But that's a topic I actually do want to talk to you about at the end of this, if you're cool with it. Because yeah, it's you know, I've been doing this almost 7 years now, 3 years of which have been with working in tandem with law enforcement and Sentinel Foundation. But yeah, it definitely got more intense when I started to work with law enforcement and work with groups that, you know, like Sentinel, for example. And so, no, sorry, I missed the entire beginning of this point. So having a vigilante group in the eyes of the law, at least, I wanted to do that, and I also wanted to work with Sentinel Foundation. I had six I looked at my phone. I had 6 organizations reaching out to me. One of them was Sentinel Foundation, and I got a call from a guy named Jim Cole, who's a very respected Fed that worked with HSI.
I know Jim.
You know Jim?
Yep, he's there. He's at Operation Light Shine.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
was. I don't know if he still is.
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in a while, but back then, all them years ago, he got on a call with me. I know he was in HSI for a very long time, and he says to me, he's like, "Hey man, you can't be a part of, you know, any of these groups or work with law enforcement if you're going to continue to do the vigilante stuff on YouTube." And having to explain that to Dustin while we have 561 PC going was hard to do because it's like, dude, I have a choice right now to help more people and less people see me doing it. Like, I'm not going to be public about it. You're not going to see videos of me saving kids and arresting traffickers and all. I'm not going to be putting stats out of like my progress. Whereas with YouTube, you're going to see each one predator getting caught at a time. You're going to see more action from me, but I know I'm going to make more of an impact. And in my heart, I can't say, you know what, I'm going to push that opportunity aside because I want to continue to work on the YouTube stuff. So I chose to go with the best group that I had available to me at that time, which was Sentinel Foundation. At the time, the guy that was running it was Glenn Devitt, very nice guy. I like him a lot. He's no longer involved, and we stay in touch. He's a Delta guy. I'm pretty sure, or Special Forces bare minimum. But
It's time to ask more of our browser. Hey Copilot, adjust all these recipes for 7 guests and combine them into one cooking schedule. Also, I'm out of milk.
Here's a cooking schedule scaled for 7 guests and also milk-free.
Freedom.
I could be wrong on that one. I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to like military stuff, but I know for sure that he's involved in some way. So with Sentinel, since we started, I'll get into like the granular stuff that I got involved in, but just want the general stuff. Sentinel's a nonprofit dedicated to fighting sex trafficking and child exploitation, domestically and internationally, which was important to me. We have partnership with law enforcement agencies across multiple states. We combat human trafficking, missing persons, exploitation cases. We have joint operations, MOUs with all kinds of places. We have we've rescued a ton of different women and children, particularly in operation between July and September. So I'll keep it at that. Integrated advanced OSINT and cyber tools for real-time targeting and trafficking of traffickers. And targeting of traffickers. Meaning like some of the methodologies that I use and some of my friends that have their own custom databases and tool sets, I've helped integrate into Sentinel's workflow and train law enforcement in many countries on how these things work. Because you'd be surprised, man. Like you may not be surprised, but they don't know. Like even the ones that are dedicated to internet crimes against children, they don't really know what they're doing, or the methods that they're using are antiquated. And it's not their fault. They have the passion, they just don't have the tools. They don't have the resources. They don't know. So with Sentinel, what we were
I've noticed that too. There's like a major divide between, I would say my generation's kind of in the middle of it. Like the first time I ever saw a computer and got to go on it and use it was like 3rd grade. And by the time I hit middle school, we were all Googling boobies on Google. And then by the time I got to high school, they had figured out how to block a lot of that stuff. And we had to use proxy sites in order to get online and use video games. My friends in high school all had iPhones by the end of it. It's just, there's a space here between generations where like my generation kind of gets it, but we're kind of getting old now. And the kids that are coming up now, they've had all these things in their lives their entire lives. They don't remember a time when you would turn on the TV and you just had to watch whatever was on. That was your only option. There was no on-demand. People would call your house because people didn't have cell phones. And we would pick up the phone and say, hello, who is this? Because we didn't have caller ID. Like, there's just such a gap between the older generation, like older than me, like my parents, their parents, and their ability to use the internet and these things, and then the younger generation, the people that came up with it, the people even my age that were interested in it, so they just know how to do all these things he's talking about. I would say, like, in 2020... someone gave me a graphics card for a PC, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And he said, you're going to go watch a video online about how to build a computer, and then you're going to go get the rest of the parts you need, and you're going to build yourself a PC. And I thought I was retarded. I said, I can't do this. Turns out I could. I built the PC that I'm streaming on right now. I built the PC before that I ended up giving to my nephew for Christmas last year. In the process of taking apart this PC down here and using the parts. All I need left is I have to get a case for it because the case that it was in is too small and it's water cooled, so that caused a lot of heat within the system. I want to get a bigger case for it, and I'm literally going to take that whole PC with some other parts that I have and build a PC for my cousin Keegan, because I've been trying to do that for him for years. But yeah, it's just like a gap between like all these people that have probably been in law enforcement for the last 40 years and they don't really understand how to use the internet, and then guys like Ryan that do know how to use the internet and they want to help them, but the police have this stick up their ass where they're like, we're the police, you're not the police, all right, we got this covered, when they really don't. I don't know. It's crazy.
We're able to do is travel to, I mean, right now we've had operations in Thailand, Uganda, Haiti, Peru, Jamaica. There was at one point when Glenn was involved, there was Philippines. There's a ton of stuff domestically going on. And
There is stuff domestically going on.
yes. So it's mostly local and the marshals right now. But it's been HSI at one point. We had some people involved there too. It kind of skips around depending on the need.
Mm-hmm.
But my purpose in Sentinel Foundation was to bring something new. This is in the beginning, to bring new technology to the space, and that turned into getting involved in a ton of operations that I never would have had the opportunity to be involved in without going public with this stuff, because I would still be catching a predator one by one, although I still believe is effective. Now we're able to, like if you look on like Fox, there's an article with the Tebow Foundation and Sentinel where we pull 59 kids out of Haiti. You know, Haiti's a pretty rough place to be, and I'm not the biggest guy in the world. So having a team that can go in there while I do recon on a computer gives me an opportunity that I wouldn't have sitting in my living room trying to track down one local predator at a time.
Gotcha.
So not devaluing that, but it's just a different opportunity for me.
Well, it's like I said at the beginning, Ryan. There's not much you care about other than saving kids. You don't give a shit about fame, notoriety, money, none of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't make a dollar from it, and that's all I care about. I appreciate
I know
you
a lot of these
recognizing it.
organizations, I'm going to say it, you're not going to say it, but I know a lot of these organizations have come knocking on your door, pretending like they want your expertise, but really they just want your notoriety to make them more fucking money.
That's exactly right.
And that is a damn shame.
I don't mind saying it either because I know it's true. I know it's so blatantly obvious to me now. In the beginning, it was hard to know because it's like opportunity. And now it's just like, okay, I get
You want to do the work, not be a fucking poster boy. And
Right.
I commend you for that, because
Thank you.
99% of the people would take the poster boy route every single time.
Got it.
And I do have a question though. You know, I mean, you're the first person that I've talked to about sex exploitation and child trafficking and that kind of stuff. And then, you know, like I said, then it was Victor Marks, and then, you know, Tim Tebow, Jared Hudson, Jim Caviezel. Like, after my discussion with you, it's turned into, I have to hit this every so often because it's the most important issue in the fucking world.
Wait till you see what I have to show you next. Why it's the most important issue.
I know.
Not
man.
only what you already know.
But what I want to ask is, and look, I don't want this to come across the wrong way. Saving a child is saving a child. It doesn't matter if it's in Thailand, Peru, Ethiopia, where Uganda. I don't care. It's a child.
Mm-hmm.
One thing though, and I'm just curious as to why, if you know why. So many of these organizations operate out of Haiti, Philippines, Thailand, you know, Colombia, Peru, you know, third world countries, countries in poverty.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe it's every single time that I breach this subject, the one commonality is the U.S. is the biggest consumer of kitty. We're the biggest problem in the world. The United States is the biggest problem in the world when it comes to sex trafficking and sex exploitation, correct?
Well, with the consumption of CSAM, like child sexual abuse material.
why isn't all of the focus on the U.S. if that is the number one problem? If we are the number one
I
consumer,
would love
the
to tell
number
you,
one
that
user.
bringing what Tim Tebow said in here. There's 7 people working in C3, and
Yep.
there's roughly 60 internet crimes against children locations in the entire country. The people that are making the most impact, I believe, are some of these organizations that are working with FBI, HSI, and it just needs to be better than that. We need to do better.
Why is it though? Why are so many foundations going to Haiti, Thailand, all the places that I just mentioned, and very little, if any, here in the U.S.? It's just, is it the red tape? Is our federal government harboring this shit? Are they encouraging it? I mean, that was a rumor for a long time, especially
good
with
question.
the southern border. I mean, what is it? What is it? I mean, we just saw one of the top guys at the Israeli cyber fucking command or whatever got caught luring in fucking kids to have sex with in a hotel room. I tweeted this out. Did we prosecute that individual? No. We packaged him up and fucking sent his happy ass back to Israel. No consequences whatsoever. What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck is that, huh, Mr. Trump? Out here fucking begging for my vote so you can fucking pardon all these pedophiles. That shit's infuriating. I'm gonna restart this game. I'm not liking the way it's going. And I'm not liking this guy right here. I thought I was gonna like him, but we're gonna restart as America. The America that doesn't pardon child sex crimes.
Is going on?
I
Why
don't
are we packaging this guy up and handed him back to Netanyahu? Here you go. Here's your pedophile. Take care of him. We don't want him to get hurt.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
Shawn Ryan.
Where's
don't
the
know.
fucking justice for the kids, man?
Right.
Where is it? What the fuck is going on in our country, man? And why aren't these organizations, why aren't they focused on the U.S.? This is the biggest problem.
So my guess, just based on my experience, my guess is there's not access to a lot of the information. So if there's a group being ran in the United States, and we, for example, if I get involved in it, it's going right to a federal agency, and at that point, it may not ever go public. So that is happening. When it comes to these big media cases sending someone back to Israel or whatever.
What is that?
I can't answer it. There's so many things that I wish I had an answer to.
Did you see this shit with the Epstein files? It keeps
That's what I was
getting
literally just
swept
about to
under the
say.
rug. What the fuck is going on here, man?
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
And
It's either a conspiracy or it's not.
it's definitely not a conspiracy. The
Yeah.
shit I'm talking about is real.
I know.
You
I'm
can
just
look it up for yourself.
the people watching, they got to make that decision for themselves, or that assumption for themselves. Do they think that this country is holding out on the details or not? And
Yeah, I just don't understand it. If the United States is the biggest consumer of sex crimes and sex exploitation and trafficking and all these other things, then this would be the easiest spot to make a dent, right? If we are running rampant in this.
Well, think of it like this. I'll give you
realm.
another good example to add to your argument. Every single airport you go in, what's the sign you see in the bathroom, on the walls, over the intercom? What do you hear every single time? If you see something, say something. Human trafficking is a real thing. Human trafficking is a fight. Call this number if you see this or that. Do you think they would be using that space in the airport for human trafficking signs over making ad money from advertisers? Absolutely not. It's a real thing. It's very real. The reason why we're not hearing about it, I couldn't tell you, other than there might be something just above both of our heads. And I could tell you that we work on cases domestically for sure, and we work in tandem with law enforcement on those cases. That happens, but I can't answer what happened.
I'm not saying all law enforcement. I don't want to come across like that. But you know what I mean? When I see shit like after the first interview we did, and then you got a couple of FBI agents running you around to Nashville and fucking tailing you and surveilling you and harassing you. It's like, hey, bud, maybe like go save some fucking kids and like leave this dude alone. Go make.
Why are the feds harassing the guy that's out here with the ability to save these kids that's actually out here trying to help them? That's the thing that I can't wrap my head around is like the feds literally work against the people that can help them stop these people. It's insane.
Make something of yourself. Like, do something positive. Like, go save a fucking kid or anybody. Just do something. You're the FBI. Like,
Yeah.
be an admirable fucking human being instead
The
of
ones that were
harassing.
tailing me around were the HSI guys, but they were nice.
They were I mean, obviously the FBI tailed you into the damn
Yeah, they did.
premiere.
They did.
You
But
know
it
what I mean?
wasn't. It wasn't
Sitting
all
right
of them.
there.
It was. I remember now. I don't remember the guy's name, but it was their boss who happened to be there at that time.
No,
Yeah. So that was the situation. But
but
I remember you being pissed.
I was fucking
'Cause I
furious.
went to the bathroom, remember? And,
Yeah.
and then in the bathroom, that's when I got the text. And then you, like, at that point, we were in the hallway and you were pissed. You just wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So, I remember it.
but you know, and then you see a guy like Jim Cole who's spent his entire career doing this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's not at like the workers level, but you know what I mean? I mean, Jim Cole, I think he's very similar to you. You know,
That's all he cares about. He
that's
is a
it.
black and white guy, straight to the point. He would never, that man would not jaywalk.
All he wants to do
All he wants
is
to do
save
is
kids.
save kids. And you know
But-
another person I want to give credit to while it's on my mind, because I know Jim knows her as well. Someone I work with current day that I've known since the beginning of this. Her name is Yvette Thomas. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's like the godmother, like Jim Cole is the godfather of this space. There's not many people that have made it around. She's been in federal law enforcement for 36 years, I believe it was, 20 of which have been in specifically child crimes. So she recently, she helped me identify a bunch of victims in a case that we were working, and it was a case in Cleveland where a guy was getting little girls and boys on FaceTime and group calling people, and they were getting paid. This scumbag was getting paid to have them do sexual acts via FaceTime. The phone of that suspect got dumped, and there was a bunch of children's faces and more on it, but all I received at the time was like 140 photos of children's faces and different, some were looking this way, that way, some were blurry, but the ones that I could identify, I identified a bunch of them, and she's got some tools I don't have. So I sent her the files. She identified a couple of them as well. I sent them back, and since they're all in the Cleveland area, they were able to identify, I'm assuming, way more. I don't have a direct contact with the guy right now. I'd have to wait till I text him after the interview. But just think of like all of the girls and boys in that area. A lot of them go to school together. They do things together. They're going to be able to identify each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel really good about that. And her and I have worked on a bunch of cases like that, which are just thrown at us randomly. Technically, she's retired right now. She's doing this just out of the kindness of her heart. And there's not many of hers. There are not many of Jim Cole's. There are not many of Yvette Thomas's.
Yeah.
It's just a blessing to have those people in this country.
It's just it's odd, you know. I mean, we've been screaming at the top. I mean, dude, the episode we did, hundreds of millions of views,
Yeah.
with all the clips, all the reels, the episode, the downloads, like all together, it's hundreds of millions of views, and that's just two people talking about it for less than 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right now, there's lots of people talking about it. I just did a music video with John Rich, who's singing a song about child exploitation. I met this woman who was trafficked, and now she's kind of doing what you're not with the tech and stuff, but she's going after traffickers. She's helping with rehabilitation. And I'm hoping to actually get her on the show. Her name's escaping me right now. Wish I knew it, but and then anyways, what I'm saying is, like, all these people are screaming at the top of their lungs at how often this is happening, and you see it. I mean, fuck it. 50% of the people I interview here, you included, some type of, you don't call it trauma. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Sexual
I would
trauma.
call it trauma. So you can call it whatever you want. It's not trauma to me, but I get it. I
but
get it.
you know what I mean? It's at least I just had Tig from Benghazi here, you know, and he was talking about how many. It was like I can't even remember how many times he was sexually assaulted before he was an adult. I mean, I was like, Tig, like, fuck, man, this is it's like a monthly occurrence for you. This is horrible.
Yeah.
You know, and
A lot of people are scared to talk about it.
and then Tim comes on, and just like you said, 7. I thought the number was actually 9, but only whatever, you know, 7, not less than 10 people in the entire country are dedicated to this.
Yeah, less than 10.
Like
Yeah.
somebody's stopping that from growing. Somebody is fucking stopping that from growing.
But don't forget about like yeah, you're right. There's some things that are that are definitely I don't know, but there are.
What the hell? I went to bed ready to quit.
Alex.
Who?
The FBI and the HSI and even Secret Service have a child crime. They all have a little piece in this fight.
A little piece.
A little piece. They
little
need a big piece.
Why is this not
Because,
growing?
Sean, I could pull my laptop up, not go into a teen chat. I could go on a dating app right now. Let's give you an example. And within, like, I could just put my laptop down to the side. If I open that up, like, it shows a map of where you're at. And it's a whole other topic that would take me an hour to explain. But it's a great app for decoys to go on, because it shows it's not a good app it's a horrible app for children. It's an app for gay people, and like very similar to, if you're familiar with Grindr. Grindr is a dating app where they swipe yes or no, or message the people, and their conversations delete when they're done. They hook up with each other and they never see each other again. It's not really like a relationship app. This one it's called Sniffies, and
Sniffies?
yeah, it's not an app. It's a website that can work on mobile or computers, and you can press the button use anonymously. You don't need to put in any email. You don't have to sign up. You have to do nothing. You click use anonymously. You end up with this map around you because you share your approximate location, which is pretty spot on to your exact location, especially if you're on a phone. And it tells you everyone around you that's using the app. If I throw up a picture of myself using like a filter that makes me look young, I'll get DMs from people in this area, not just somebody in a teen chat that's, anywhere in the world, people here, and then they'll message, you have to go in, you have to have a little bit of a conversation back and forth. They'll ask you how old you are, you tell them you're under, and, let's just say 8 out of 10 times, they're fine with it, and they want to meet up. So for the decoys out there and the other agencies out there, if they could just automate Sniffies, they would find a ton of these guys. They could automate the process and literally go and just set warrants and pick them up. Like it's that easy. It's like shooting fish in a
Why
barrel.
the fuck aren't they doing this stuff, man?
I really don't know, man. That's the part that frustrates me.
It's like they want it to happen.
I'd hope not.
I mean, I hope not too, but it's like, what else can you think?
It's
This
weird.
shit's been going on forever. And it's getting louder and louder and louder and louder, and nothing's being done, man.
Yeah.
It's just nonprofits setting up all over the place. It's all these nonprofits, which is great. Thank God somebody's taking it into their hands, but it should be our fucking law enforcement that's doing this shit. That's who it should be.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't want to speak negatively here and be wrong, but when I get into the 764 case, the FBI has, to my knowledge, 240 different active investigations right now regarding the 764 case. I could tell you that within the short period of time that we've started an operation at Sentinel investigating 764, there is more than 240 different things that we found that, so like with just passive reconnaissance.
Say that again. The FBI has how many?
They have 240. Let me get the numbers for you, just so I want to be 100% accurate.
What a
here.
joke. What a fucking joke.
I don't want to talk negatively, but it's true. So I'll read it straight from here.
Here we go. Get ready to get pissed off, everybody.
Okay. So 764 adjacent discords and all of because remember, I'm not giving these people credit by username, not giving them credit by their group names. The only one that I'll talk about is 764 because it's only giving them what they want. They want recognition, these people. there's a ton of subgroups, a ton of them, that all are doing exactly the same thing, but I'll get into the whole story in a minute, but the FBI is part of 250 probes tying these streams to global rings. 250. So I was off by 10.
The FBI
The FBI.
has found 250.
Probes is the word that I'm reading. So
What
I
is
can
it?
tell you that there's way more than 250 people doing this. There's more than 250 people in just one server that I would join to get some screenshots that I'm about to show you.
That's what the FBI has. What has Sentinel done?
Sentinel, just in the last month and a half, almost 2 months, we've infiltrated 3 different groups that I don't want to name, but you'll see them. I would say there's 1,000 different users. The minimum 1,000
So you've probed 1,000,
users.
and
Yeah.
the FBI's probed 250.
I don't know if they're talking about, they're not really clarifying here. It's 250 probes. That's all it says. So I don't know if they mean users, groups, arrests, communities. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't really know. So
Well, it's definitely not arrests. Otherwise, it would say arrest.
no, it's
'cause
not
they'd be
arrests.
taking
It's
credit.
not arrests. The FBI hasn't done nearly as many arrests
This
as
is
they need to.
250 in a lifetime. Sentinel does it for 2 months and gets 1,000.
Yeah, and watch what happens.
How many people work at Sentinel?
that are
roughly?
working on this case specifically? This is an operation that I got to kind of cherry pick people involved. If you don't count one of the main guys that's overseeing it with the feds, there's 6.
Six. Six people.
6 people on this operation.
Wow. Wonder how many people at the FBI are working on it. Must be less than 6, right? I mean, if you guys got 1,000 in a couple of months and they got 250 and I don't know.
You're gonna
their
get my house lit
lifetime,
on fire, Shawn.
Well, that's down.
I agree with you. It's frustrating. What can I do about it? You know.
Yeah. Somebody's house needs to sound the alarm, but it ain't yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, government agencies. It doesn't matter who's in there. They're just worthless. That's it.
That right there is exactly the truth, and it's what we've learned. We all watched Cash and Dan on podcasts saying we need to release the Epstein files, we need to stop these people, we need to lock up these criminals in our governments that are lying and destroying this country, and now that they're the head cops in charge, nothing. Sorry, nothing we can do. It really is infuriating.
They're just worthless.
I like
A
that.
lot of hope for this one. I did. I had a lot of hope
For what?
for that things are going to change and they're going to be great. And we're going to go after all
well,
the bad guys.
Speaking of that, going back
Nothing
on a
changed.
positive note, what has changed, but like you just got done saying, the preventative side of things, I truly believe and said to you in the beginning, I believe that preventing it from happening in the first place, if possible, is the most effective solution to this problem.
Yeah.
So by letting parents know that this is a thing, by letting parents know what they can do about it, how they can talk to their kids about it, educating them about it, there's a very strong chance you're going to stop something that you would have just thrown the iPad at your kid or put them on a computer, not knowing like, oh, it's a kid's game, Roblox, little cartoon squares running around the screen. How dangerous could this be?
Yeah.
Like, if they don't know any different, then they're putting their kid in a dangerous situation and they don't know it. But if they know and they're listening to the words that you and I are saying and they take action, I feel like that's making change.
Yeah.
So I think that is valuable. But that's just my opinion on it.
It's definitely making change. I just wish that the government would take this shit a little bit more serious.
Agreed.
You know,
So
they're the ones that really have the keys to make this shit go away.
yes,
They aren't fucking doing it. They are.
And that's exactly what Ryan has proven here, is that they literally could make, you'll never make all of it go away, but he could make the vast majority of it go away. He can catch most of these people that are too stupid to cover their own tracks online. Like, we need to make kids safe again.
Not doing it.
I agree with you. It's frustrating that more can be done. That is for sure.
Are we getting ready to talk about
Yeah, I want to show you one more thing though,
Okay.
regarding that, because it just kind of brought it to my attention.
I wanted to. We got to take a break before we do that because I'm already about to lose my fucking mind, and this is really gonna.
But this is something I want you to see, because you're already pissed off, and I'm not trying to piss you off more, but it's something that you need to know. This is straight from the Google website. And this is the global request for user information. So you can see here, subpoenas is red. Look, so back here is 2010, barely less than 10,000. Going all the way to 2000, let's say 15, we're at 20,000 requests for, less than 20,000 requests for subpoenas, right? Then you start getting into these later years.
Holy shit!
The biggest difference, like triple, quadruple, quintuple. So this information, this is just Google. This isn't all the other places that are receiving subpoenas. And this is, primarily, I would say, the United States. Who else is sending subpoenas to Google? So, I mean, other people are, but
Jeez, is that an image?
it's an image, but it's on Google's website. You can.
We gotta overlay that on the screen.
Yeah, I could send it to you.
All right. So we're getting ready to dive into the nasty shit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a break, get some water,
Okay.
take a lap.
Yeah.
Get
we
ready.
both need it.
Cool.
Oh,
right.
before we do that,
Okay.
hold on. I want to give you this hoodie.
Oh,
So it's a pen tester hoodie.
yeah.
A little Easter egg in here. Check this out. So you got the pen tester P logo, but then on the other side, you'd be rocking 0 day.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, and then on the back, I asked your assistant, and she said you wear a large. So hopefully this fits you.
Perfect.
So pack all.
Yo, I know you guys can't see it, but he really just gave Shawn Ryan a sweatshirt that says hack your local pedo. Yo, I'm about to go to tryhackme.com and start learning how to do this stuff. All you pedophiles better watch out. We're all coming for you now. If he should create a class online on how to do what he does so that everyone can do it locally.
Pedos. Hack your local pedo.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, and the reason why I actually got that idea was a good friend of mine. His name's Scammer Payback. He's got a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
He catches scammers that are like going after elderly people.
You were telling me about this guy.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
want to get him on the show.
He is awesome. His name's Pierogi is his username. I don't want to say his real first name because he
You
doesn't.
guys get along?
Oh, I love him. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a believer in God, which matters a lot to me. And he knows the Bible inside and out, so he teaches me a ton. And one time I was over at his office. We've done a bunch of videos together now, all in the last 3 years. But we've done a bunch of videos together. One of which was an interview where one of his team members was interviewing me, and in the middle of an interview, he's got a connection at HSI that he deals with named Scott. Scott calls him, says, "Yo, we got some people here. HSI is outside, and they want us to go." One of the other people that work in the office has this cash mule on his way to pick up what he believes to be $40,000 in cash from an elderly woman. I'm doing an interview just like this, but with his team member, and they say like, "Yo, we're about to leave. We got to go catch this cash mule in a parking lot." HSI, we're thinking, is involved. HSI last minute says that they don't have anybody. So they back out of the situation last minute. Not Scott's fault. Scott was trying. He's in a whole different state. But I leave the interview, mid-interview, get in the car. I'm in the car with my back like this because, I grew up in the hood and I ain't getting shot. So I look nuts in the video. I'm all the way back like this. And we're in this parking lot waiting for the cash mule to show up, driving 4 hours north to meet where we were supposed to meet. And we're looking around the parking lot. We see this one. We didn't know what they looked like. We just knew they were coming to collect the cash, and we knew that they were going to most likely have a different. They were driving from Florida, so we knew that they were going to most likely have a Florida plate. And eventually a Florida plate pulls in, and we see it circle around the parking lot a couple times, and then they start going into this other parking lot, and then we start following them. Guy gets out of the car. He's a heavier set Asian guy. goes into
I give everyone the friendly greeting, but I know that this dude is going to try and war with me because he tries to war with everyone. Augustus Caesar thinks he can fuck with America. We're going to find out.
the Lowe's, and he walks around the store. It comes out again, and we're like, that's definitely the guy. That's definitely him. It's at the plates there. He's acting suspicious, and nobody wants to get out of the car at this point because everyone's scared. And I'm the same guy, like I said, hiding because I don't want to get shot just in case. Now I see the guy out of the car. I don't think he's got any firearms on him or anything like that. So I'm like, I have tattoos. I could probably come off like I'm a scumbag that has 40,000 in cash to hand off to him. So I get out of the car. I literally said that. That was my words. I get out of the car. I go right up to
I
his
could
windshield.
come off as a great scumbag.
That's exactly what I was trying to get at. So I go right up to the dude's windshield and I'm like, yo, man, what's up? And he gets out of the car. I bring him out and I'm like, so you're here to pick up 40,000 in cash? I start to like, go at him. And I was like, yo, lift up your shirt. I didn't tell him I was law enforcement or anything. I just said, lift up your shirt. And he lifts up his shirt. He actually listens to me, and I make sure he doesn't have a firearm. I was like, give me your ID. Give me your ID. And he shows me his ID. I take a picture of it. At this point, I find out he's on a visa here. He's got some type of like license that I've never seen before. It's like a visitor's license. And then he starts walking, not running, but walking. And now he doesn't know how to speak English. He only knows how to speak some Asian language. And I don't know. I guess he understood everything I said, was talking fine prior to realizing he's getting in trouble. But at this point, no one in the local area, no local PD, and HSI were coming to pick him up. So it was like the only thing I could do at this point is just film the guy and ask him questions and use Google Translate to try to get his responses. So I'm chasing this dude around the Lowe's, just walking around, watching him pick up. Like he's driving 4 hours from Florida to get, I think he grabbed rubber gloves. I think he grabbed Tide laundry detergent, or no, I'm sorry, clothes detergent, and and nothing else. That was like, you drove 4 hours to Lowe's to pick up some laundry detergent and rubber gloves? Like, no, dude. Like, just tell the truth. What were you here to do? And then the team that Pierogi works with at Scammer Payback, he started taking the screenshots of like saying on my way, where you see like the GPS screenshot, and matching up the route and everything to where the Lowe's would have been. And it was all spot on. So it's 100% correctly the guy. Information was sent along to the feds. Not sure what happened with it. But the video is on YouTube if anyone's interested in seeing. You can see me in the middle of the interview. Have to get up.
Check this out.
Yeah, I said it was like the same way you and I are talking now. Imagine someone opens the door and it's like, "Yo, we got to go. There's a cash mule. HSI's outside. Boom!" And we just book it right out the door and we're on our way. It's like, yeah. So big props to Scammer Payback, Pierogi. Big props to him, because that man, he's a holy person, a good person, a charitable person. And all he cares about is saving elderly victims. And nobody's perfect. I'm sure he's made mistakes in his life, but the guy is a good dude. And I've spent time with his wife and kids, and I've spent a week at his house before, like, working, but at least spending a week at his house. I really like this guy.
Dude, you got to connect me with this
I'll
dude.
connect you with him. I will.
If you're running with him, he's got to be great people.
He is great people. You'll love him.
Let's take that break.
All right. Sounds good.
Want to stay up to date on all things SRS? You bet your ass you do. Our newsletter brings you the latest SRS news and critical updates. Get instant alerts on the newest episodes. Never miss a beat. Exclusive intel briefs from counterterrorism expert Sarah Adams. You've seen her many times on the show. She's going to give unfiltered insights on global terrorist activity. For Patreon exclusives, you're going to get epic range days with me and damn near every guest that's come in the studio. You're also going to get behind-the-scenes content and guest updates. You're going to get first dibs on new merch drops and limited edition items that will never be sold again. Plus, exclusive offers from our partners you won't find anywhere else. So subscribe to the Vigilance Elite newsletter right now. All right, Ryan, we're back from the break. Now we're getting into the heaviest shit of the interview.
Yeah, the most important to me personally.
Yeah. So we're talking about are we going right into 764?
I think that's what we should do. Yeah.
Okay. So what is 764? What is it?
So I'll tell you in my own words first. 764 group is a Satanist cult group that focuses on extreme violence, and one of the main things that they focus on is towards children. They're labeled as a nihilist group, and for anyone that doesn't know what a nihilist is, it just means like they believe that nothing matters. No, like there's a group called it, but no lives matter. No human life matters. Nothing matters. That's what a nihilist is, and these people have proved over and over again that they fit exactly the description that they're labeled as, and there are a ton of offshoots of this group, which I want to make it very clear that the main reason why they do a lot of the things that I'm about to show you is to get the recognition for it. There is to get the recognition individually, even if they're part of a group or a group that, you know, they just want their group out there in any way, whether it's negative or positive. This group isn't looking for positive attention. I'll just be candid about it and tell you they you know, extort children out of sexual material. They extort children into cutting their wrist, hurting themselves, cutting areas of their body, engraving their names into their chests, their legs, their arms, their faces. They've had children commit suicide live on camera in front of audiences of people while they get cheered on. They convince children to kill animals in their house, like their pet cats or pet dogs. They try to convince them to kill their family members, commit mass murders, bestiality, incest, you name it. A lot of it has already been done. And I have a lot of examples of that to show you today. And that is only with 2 of these groups that we've been doing passive reconnaissance on for a short period of time. There is plenty of other active investigations that are going on with other organizations and that I may or may not have involvement in. But what I can show you today is based on what Sentinel and I have found in a relatively short period of time, and it's going to blow your mind. It's absolutely disgusting, and there's more to it. But it was created by it was unbelievable. But a 15-year-old boy started this group in Texas.
A 15-year-old boy?
15-year-old boy started the group. He was the beginning of it. And he, from what I read, was a nonverbal kid that had some, issues. I don't want to glorify this kid or talk about him in any way where anyone would feel bad for him, because he created something that is the worst thing next to, all the other things that we've talked about. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And we'll see how you feel about it when you see it. But it was all started from this kid, and there's something called I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's called the Com. And the Com is a collection of mostly teenagers, but there's adults in there as well that congregate on the internet. The Com is short for the community. And they congregate on the internet, and they dox, meaning like release personal information on people. They SWAT, meaning they send SWAT teams to people's houses just to, scare them and to get recordings of them being swatted so they can use it to brag. Like, for example, they'll call in to a local department and say, hey, my name is John Doe. I have bombs strapped to the windows. I have my family strapped to the chairs. I'm going to shoot them all if any police enter the door. They're going to say all these horrible things so that a SWAT team, responds. And that's what swatting is. I've personally been swatted 3 times.
The craziest thing about swattings is that the intention is to literally murder you. It's not, ha ha ha, we made the police go to your house. Like, this isn't the cops knocking on your door. This is literally SWAT busting down the doors with assault-style rifles. Like, it's insane. Like, if you SWAT someone, it should be treated as attempted murder, because they're not asking you some questions. They're busting down your doors with guns ready to shoot you. Nuts. 2 of which, like, police actually showed up, and it was a big deal.
I had a video of one of them, but I never gave them the recognition that it happened. There was no proof that it happened other than my recordings of it that I saved on my phone. I didn't want to give them the credit, you know? So that's the comm. The 764 group actually came from the comm. And that doesn't mean all of the people in the comm have their own problems. They do their own stupid stuff. They've been torturing me since I was on your show 3 years ago, releasing my credit report, my personal information, sending pizzas to my houses, USPS boxes to my houses, and on like pretty much thousands of boxes, no, literally thousands.
Sending what to your house?
USPS boxes. Like,
why?
Because they're free. Like, you can order them on the USPS site, and they'll just keep sending pallet after pallet after pallet of these boxes. It's like just to be annoying, though. Like, they do it to be annoying and to get a reaction out of you. That's the comm, and a lot of them don't like me, and that's, you know, I'll keep the comm pretty short because they're a whole different topic, but you know, usually just annoying. I wouldn't say that they're hackers. I would say they're more annoying, and they have technical abilities. Getting information on people, the way that they mostly do it is they like to use the term TLO, which TLO is just something TransUnion offers to run a report on somebody. And they'll use like a stolen private investigator's account to run somebody's name, get their social credit report, and all of the above. And if they don't have access to one, they'll pay $15 to someone that does. And that's how they got my information, which I don't care. I genuinely don't. My credit's frozen. My address is out there publicly. There's nothing about me that they're going to find that isn't already out there. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You can dox me all you want. You could try to swat me, but like, I know all the police all around my area. They're fully aware that people are going to try swatting me and have continued to try to swat me. I'm not really worried about them. It's more so the 764 group that stemmed from the comm, which is a whole different set of evil that I've never seen. Where they want to like they want to sextort children. They like, and usually for the people out there that are not familiar with that term, is when somebody sends naked photos, could be an adult or a child, and the second that those photos are sent, they say, if you don't send me X amount of dollars, I'm going to send this to your family, your friends, your school, your loved ones, and they try to extort them out of funds. Most of those sextorters, not that it's okay by any means, but most of them are just trying to make money. They're not trying to do anything evil. And 9 times out of 10, they're never going to send that to anybody. Because they're never going to get paid if they do, number one. And number two, they're like, if there was a child that they have nude images of, they would be distributing CSAM, like child sexual abuse material. So, you know, it happened. The reason why I say that is I have a family member that's very close to me that it happened to. He sent stupid pictures. He was an underage boy, and I won't say his name, obviously, but I had to like coach him through how to deal with these people, and they wanted money. They didn't want any of this other evil stuff. And I got them to click a link, the scammers. I found out that they were in, you know, a foreign country that was, you know, I believe it was Nigeria. It was a couple years ago, but I think it was Nigerian scammers. And I told them, just ignore them. Just don't say anything to them. Ignore them. I know it's hard. I know you probably feel like they're going to ruin your life, but they have no benefit in sending your photos to anybody. And they didn't. That doesn't mean that doesn't happen. It just didn't happen to him. And most of the time, why would they? It's wrong. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not trying to make it sound okay, but in comparison to what these sextorters do, it's not even comparable, man.
I remember you telling me about these guys the last time we met in Florida.
Yeah.
How bad this shit is.
Yeah, I've been working on this for a long time. And with Sentinel, it's been a few months, but I've been working on it for a long time. So
How did these guys pop on your radar?
So I was, a federal agent actually gave me a heads up about them. And from there, I never heard of them at that point. And I started digging in, just reading the public stuff out there, and it blew my mind. It was like the clearest definition of, you know, evil. Like, I keep saying the word, but it is just pure evil. And that's what they want. That's what they're going for. But it's just hard to believe that people out there exist that are even worse, or if not the same level of evil as the other people that I'm fighting against. And a lot of them are teenagers and young 20-somethings, but there's the random 30, 40-year-plus-year-olds that are involved in this as well, that they just want to cause harm. They want to cause destruction. And what is the next level? It's, it starts with, and I'll get into some of the terminology, but they call it cut signs, or I've heard in some of the groups, cut sluts is what they'll call the little girls, where they cut a username into their arm or their breasts or their legs or whatever part of their body. And it started with that. And then it was, okay, what's the next step? Kill the animals. And then, hold up a username on a piece of paper, and then hold the dead animal in the other hand. And, like that group will then send that message everywhere. And then the person thinks by doing that, the child thinks by doing that, they're going to stop. They're going to leave them alone. And what ends up happening is they know that victim's just going to keep doing whatever they ask, because they've already done it, and now they're in possession of the news, and these people will send it to your family and friends. And it's just unbelievable. There's more to it, but I want to show you some of the content and some of the questions that I'm sure you're going to have. I can answer, and I want to. There's just so much to this that I could go on like an hour tangent trying to explain it. But could I just start by showing you this situation, and then we'll take it from there. So I went into the 15-year-old that started it. He started luring minors from Minecraft. That's where it all began. It all started with him luring minors on Minecraft to, sextort them and make them self-harm. The group was influenced by Order of Nine Angles, which is a Satanist group outside of the internet, which is a combination of Satanism, neo-Nazism, occultism, and all kinds of things. So, obviously that goes with, if I want to just read a list, it's rejected empathy, promoted ritual violence, belief in culling, which, if you know what culling is, that means that real power comes from harming others without hesitation. So that's like a whole Satanist belief. And then there's a ton of offshoots, a ton of these other I got groups that I have notes that, no exaggeration, this long, full of different groups that are doing the same thing, full of members.
How many members does this 764 group have?
If I don't have an exact number on it, but if I had to guess, 20,000, 30,000.
20,000 people.
Oh, it's huge. Like, there is no shortage of these scumbags. No shortage. The average vulnerable target that they're going for is 9 to 17 years old.
9
to 17. That's the average. They'll go for anybody, but that's usually what they run into in these games like Minecraft and Roblox and other social media apps. And without going into more of these notes, because I'm just trying to hit some key points and not forget them, they're targeting minors, and I have a few screenshots to show you this, on mental health forums. So they'll go to a mental health forum where they see somebody is struggling as a kid, saying that they're either being bullied in school and they don't want to live anymore, or that they're self-harming already, and they'll pretend. So they lure from those groups, they groom them by trying to be their friend or pretend to be their boyfriend, and give them actual mental health therapy. Sorry, it's hard for me to even say this. Mental health therapy. And I'll read those conversations, some of the grooming that they do, and they even have playbooks on how grooming, and they have an over 240-page manual on how to do this to children that they share amongst each other. And they, like I said, they're all in mental health forums. They even I have a tweet that I took a screenshot of. I'll show you, where it's a group that where they're saying, like, join here if you're struggling with mental health. And it's just a direct link into one of these horrible groups that, as soon as that person or child, mostly children, believes that person's their boyfriend or their friend or their girlfriend, one or the other, and they send those nude photos, the second that happens, then they go right into the extortion and extreme violence. All they want to create what's called, and like I said, I'll get into the slang, they want to create what's called a lore book. So it's like a collection of all of their extortion material that they could use against them.
All right, Ryan.
And
It's been about
Do
3
I need to
years
get
since you've
confused
been
on
on the
where it is? Let me
show.
see.
I want to do it.
This is 45-year-old Terrence from Mount
Okay, and
Clemens.
these notes to over 250 ongoing investigations by the FBI, briefings at Europol conference. FBI classified 764 as as a domestic
Terrorist group.
terrorist group. Yep. And then there's a bunch of people that were arrested. But where do you see the time that a lot of these people got? It's nothing, man. It's nothing. And some of them are having children kill themselves. Like, it's mind-blowing. It is absolutely mind-blowing. But I'll
Are you
read
talking about time they got in prison?
time they got in prison. Yeah.
They've had people kill themselves through extortion, and I mean, what is the sentence? What is it?
So I'll read you some of the stories. Okay.
Oh,
So these are just notes that I wrote for this podcast, and I figured that I would do a lot of it off the top of my head, but
I want every one of you to think right now about the things that you've done on the internet that you think no one knows about, or the things you have on your phone that you think no one knows about. And then think about the fact that you're giving your kids cell phones and devices that are able to do the exact same things. And how, if the wrong people got a hold of that information or that data, they would use it to harm your child. Like, I know it's not reasonable in the world we live in today to not want to give your kid a smartphone. Every other kid at school has them, which is also wrong. None of them should have them. But you really should think about going to Walmart, and if you need to get in touch with your kid at all times, instead of buying them the newest iPhone, go buy him a flip phone like we had when we were younger. Something without a camera on it, so he can't even take pictures, or she can't even take pictures, and something that when they need to dial 911 and get in a hold of the cops, they can do so. When they need to call you, they can do so. When they need to contact family members, they can do so. But there's literally no reason for all these kids to be out here with Snapchats and Instagrams and Facebooks and stuff, and you're literally only putting your child in potential harm. That's not saying that it's going to happen, but why would you put your child in the position where it even could happen?
it gets me so worked up that I'm probably better off just making sure I get this on point. But 14-year-old, and I'm just going to use their first names, the victims, even if it is public. 14-year-old Elliot joined a black metal music forum during a tough family transition and started at a new high school. 764 members pretended to be supporting quote-unquote friends, directing him to gore sites, which later escalated to him carving satanic symbols into his skin and producing hundreds of self-harm photos categorized as CSAM. So that was one, and something that I learned is that self-harm pictures within themselves, even if it's children, from what I read, is not considered CSAM, like child sexual abuse material, but if it is sexualized, it turns into child sexual abuse material. So that's a weird thing for me. I don't fully understand that. Another one, teenage girl named Eve was found in another Discord server. Discord's a chat application that a lot of them use, by a 764 member posing as a friend. He faked giving her a ton of affection, support, which in quotes, which she desperately needed at that time, which is what she said. Then extorted naked photos and forced her on video to carve usernames deeply into her skin, and strangle and behead her pet hamster. A member said, "Bite the head off or I'll F your whole life up," in quotes. And later, she cut herself deeply in the bath to, as they told her to, turn the water red. And there's, a video of her in a bathtub that's red, full of her blood. They even sent a SWAT team to her home, as well as leaving permanent 764 scars all over her body. She's still in therapy, and she did all of this in her bedroom closet. And I have the pictures to show you this with this particular victim. A 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female that was also recruited into 764, so likely a victim herself that was converted into an extorter, which happens often, by the way.
That happened. That's common.
That's common because these kids, they're already, a lot of them struggling with mental health issues. They find a group that they think are their friends somehow, and then they start extorting other kids. So it's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. She started, so in this particular case, the 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female, recruited into 764. She started daring him to commit self-harm videos, which later escalated to him dousing himself in gasoline, lighting himself on fire in his hotel room. As the group watched and laughed at him, he passed away. See screenshot I wrote of the virtual funeral, because that's what he said. Watch my virtual funeral. And I want you to hear these idiots in the YouTube video as this guy lights himself on fire.
Bishkek, called Tashtar Ata. He found a spot in the snow, set up his phone, and lit himself on fire. The entire ordeal played out live on a Discord call. At least 29 users were in the server while it happened, as he was propping up his phone, sitting on the ground, praying, then dousing himself. Some were recording, others were cheering. In one clip, someone shouts out the group. Another calls her by name.
Shout out to Discord people. Fucking Xanax. Shout out to fucking 764.
Shout out to everyone fucking. Big shout out to Money and big shout out to SMLK. And we gotta say,
It took him so fucking long.
it is 6323 is better than 764.
That's the worst death possible.
You hear that? So he said he said that is the worst death possible, man. And they're laughing about it. And what you didn't see on the screen is a blurred video of him lighting himself on fire dead on the ground as these people are laughing at him and naming out their groups that are not associated to 764 but offshoots of 764.
Man, where's the accountability for things like Discord? Like, I use Discord every single day, but like, it turns out people were planning the death of Charlie Kirk on Discord. All these things here are happening on Discord. Who knows what else is happening on this platform? And Discord claims that they have no culpability. It's a real weird world we're living in.
So that's from a public YouTube video, but relates to that story I was just telling you. Another one. In one case, a person that was already arrested threw a brick through the window of a pregnant teen's car that was lured from Roblox. She threatened to report the group to NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the shock put her into cardiac arrest, killing her and the baby. The guy was arrested for being part of the meaning the 764 group, and he had his own offshoot, and was charging $50 to $200 for bricking, swatting, and doxing services. So bricking, like I said, I'm going to go over these terms, but bricking means show up at somebody's house and either throw a brick through their window, shoot it up with a gun, vandalize it, break windows, do something, record the video, and post it. And sometimes when they do this bricking thing, they'll do it to their own members to see if they're loyal and you know, like, won't call the cops, and if the cops come, they won't snitch. They'll literally do it as a loyalty test, which gets even worse in a bit. But that's what bricking is, and that guy is arrested. 22-year-old member of one of the groups kidnapped and raped a 12-year-old girl in Virginia. He was convicted and sentenced to, this is a long sentence, to 350 years in prison. 764 group also leveraged animal torture, incest, self-harm, bestiality from their victims. 17-year-old member Nino live streamed himself attacking an 82-year-old man, and 2 weeks later he murdered a 74-year-old woman on video who he believed to be Roma to prove his loyalty to the group. He was only sentenced to 14 years, and I have a video of that, which is very disturbing. He hurt an old man terribly and murdered an old woman gruesomely live on Discord, the chat application, just to prove to these people that he had what it takes to be part of their group.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
And did you hear the sentence? 14 years. 14 years.
Where was that?
I don't know off the
How do you
top
only
of my
get
head.
14 years?
I would imagine it wasn't the United States because if he believed in to be Roma, that's like like a usually other countries. So another one, a 13-year-old girl. This happened 4 days ago,
Where?
in Washington State. A 13-year-old girl was found hanging in a parking lot in Washington while live streaming her suicide. The chat was encouraging her to take her clothes off because they said it would be hotter, quote unquote. And I have the article about that, but she it's the criminal that convinced her originally to live stream this was he was dubbed with hundreds of crimes, and he victimized more than 30 children alone by himself. This one guy. The 13-year-old girl was hanging in a parking lot dead, while the chat was telling her to get naked because it would be hotter. And that just happened, so I don't know about an arrest on that yet. Slang, which I'll get into the videos in a second. So cut signs, cut sluts, carving names, group names into their skin very deeply, not like scratching a little bit, like going in, permanent
You told me in
scars.
Florida that one girl was swallowing razor blades.
A little boy, yeah.
Or a boy.
Yeah, a little boy was swallowing razor blades on camera. Allure book, Allure book is a victim collage of CSAM that they will use to threaten to show family, friends, in school. Luring via social media, online games, leverage for nudes, and later extort via self-mutilation, suicide, and all the other things. Like one of them is lighting a homeless person on fire with a Molotov cocktail. That's something else that I'll show you. Swatting, sending a SWAT team to a victim's house, tricking the local PD into believing an actual crime is being committed in their house. Tradecraft, that's the evasion playbook. So meaning they're encrypted chat rooms, and you need proof of crime to enter. So, either it's a combination of you doing self-harm, showing the victims that you've had do things to themselves, murder videos of you doing things to animals or people, something that that they call that tradecraft. To get initiated into these groups, you need to prove. Tradecraft is the evasion side of things, like how to hide. I don't know why I have it on the same line here, but the proof of crime to enter is what most of them require for you to join these private groups, where these people are at. Unless you're a victim, they'll just bring you in, obviously. Bricking, I explained what that is, throwing a brick or gunshot at the house, or multiple gunshots, where one of the cases was a teenage girl pregnant with a baby, and the brick went through her back windshield, put her into cardiac arrest, and killed her and the baby, just from a brick going through the windshield.
Why would a victim want to join this? Do they feel like that they don't belong anywhere else after they've become a victim because of the extortion?
It could definitely be the case.
Why would you want to do that to somebody else after you've just been through it?
I don't know. I can't put myself in their heads, because I can't comprehend this as a human being, how you could even do something like this.
Me neither.
So I don't know how a victim could turn into one of these scumbags, but it happens often, unfortunately. And they're young, impressionable kids. So the way I look at it, as I was young at one point in online chat rooms, and thank God I never had anything like this happen to me, and I never sent a naked photo in my life. So I've never had as a possibility, but I could see with some of the hacking communities I hung around doing illegal things, I could see myself doing something stupid that I normally wouldn't be doing otherwise, because I wanted to fit in with that specific group. And, you talk about a 12, 13-year-old girl or boy, maybe these people have convinced them what they're doing is okay. So I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize why somebody could be that evil, but that it is a thing. And then the last one I want to add here, Shawn, is blood writing, which is a very common thing they like to do, which is smearing blood on the wall, usually satanic symbols, usernames, and group names, in their own blood from the cut signs. So from there, I kind of want to put it in your hands here, where you can see. What do you think the best way of doing this is? Because I have them organized in folders for the different categories of stuff. So do you have any questions before I show you that stuff, or do you want to see it and then talk about it?
Just flip it around and show it to me.
There's a lot. Like it's going to take a second to go through. So
What am I looking at here?
so I don't have them in order because this is a shared cloud thing. But luring, grooming, like if you start with luring, and you see here, like if you double click it, join cool friend. Yeah, if you want to read them.
Join cool friendly server to help you go through your hard times.
And that's
It
a
has
direct
Discord
link.
link.
Yeah, direct link for one of their communities. And then you hit the right arrow key here.
Outpatient Wellness Center.
And then if you read their description,
No CP, gore leaking, no drugs, guns, or nudity, no advertising. Join group. Oh, fuck. Cultist Discord's thread. Join if you are any of the following: mentally ill, fatherless, daddy issues, schizo,
borderline
BPD.
personality disorder, and then femcells, like you act like a girl or feel like a girl or something like that. So that's just some of the luring. It's easy, this is how kids could join a group and not know like what they're joining in advance. They think, oh, this is a group full of people that might help me with whatever I'm going through. And if you scroll, to grooming.
This is the exact problem with the internet is everyone thinks they can do whatever they want on the internet and they're just free of consequences. Like, you can't get snuffed in the fucking mouth for this shit. Like, bro, all you weirdos on the internet that think that's the only place that you can do these, I would love to see you try doing some weirdo shit like this in front of me, bro. I hope you like your teeth, because I'm going to take every fucking one of them out of your head.
Here's this is one they share amongst each other.
Grooming. Grooming is very commonly used and easy way to get content. Usually when you have groomed your victim, she will do exactly as you say, no matter what. You have to make your victim think that you are her god and that you own her and forever will. You can find victims on games like Roblox or on social media platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram, etc. Once you have found your victim, you have to spend a lot of time on her, make her think you can relate to a lot of stuff and play games with her. Call her cute nicknames when you have talked for a little, like princess, darling, honey, etc. This will make her more attached to you because females love being called nicknames. Once you have talked for a while, you are going to ask her to be your girlfriend, which she most likely is going to say yes to. Now that she is under your control, you may start asking her for stuff like nudes, personal information, etc. If she doesn't do self-harm already, then you must extort your victim. But if she does, she will almost guaranteed cut for your dirty needs when you have done all of this.
Yep. And then here's, if you just skip that one, this is just you don't have to read the whole thing. Just, this is a guy grooming a victim.
I'm really sorry and I love you a lot. You're the most beautiful, cutest, sweetest, most adorable girl in the world. But the only problem is that you're not my girl and I want you to be. I know I'm somewhat demanding of things. I'm sorry for that. And I'll work on that issue of mine. I'm just saying, I really want you. You're the sweetest girl in the whole world, and I'm like obsessed with you. I don't know, but I'm sorry for threatening you. I thought I was going to lose you, so I just started saying stupid shit. I would really like you or anything. You're too sweet and cute for me to do something like that to you. If you gave me a chance and we date, I promise and vow on my life I'll make it the best RLS you'll ever have.
I have no idea what that one is.
And hopefully the last. We can have fun all the time and I'll text you nonstop. I'll block every girl on my friends list, even the guys if you want that. I won't talk to anyone for you. I really like you a lot, and I'm really sorry. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Is it the same guy?
Is it? No, it's a different person. Each one's different.
I don't understand this shit, but what are you talking about?
Alright, man, there's a little less than an hour left in this, and this is literally just pissing me off right now, so I'm gonna go outside and smoke real quick, because this is like... Me and my buddy went and saw Sound of Freedom in theaters, and at the end of the movie, they give you a bunch of statistics about how many unaccompanied minors entered the U.S. since we opened the border in 2020, and how many of them, they have no idea where they are. Stats about how in our country we are the #1 viewers of child porn, of selling it, trading it, all of those things. And I don't even have words to describe how like absolutely disgusted that makes me. Like, me and my buddy were on our way home from the theaters, and as we drove by all the houses, I just kept thinking and pointing to them like, I wonder if that house has a kid locked up in the basement. I wonder if the house next to it has a kid locked up in the basement. Like, we did the math, and I think it was like 1,800 kids per state if you just break down the number of unaccompanied minors at that time that crossed the borders and went missing in the United States. It was like, if you just divided it by state, it was like 1,800 kids per state, which is just insane to think about, that like somewhere all over the United States there's literally tens of thousands of kids just locked up in basements going through hell. And I don't know how we can call ourselves the greatest country on earth when we let things like that happen. But I'm gonna go smoke real quick and try and chill out, because my blood is boiling right now. I'm actually going to watch it on my phone while I'm out there and leave this playing for you guys so that you can listen to it, because I don't know, man. I'm just leave it at that.
LOL.
I totally wasn't
want.
stalking your account. What you doing? Totally. I'm in bed right now. Papa finna get in shower. She says, I'm tired. He says, take a shower with Papa. Or he says, take a shower with Papa. She said, I'll be naked. Scary. He goes, Papa will be naked too. It's okay. Daughter's supposed to take showers with Papas. Papa will make you squeaky clean, okay? She says, yes, clean me, touch all over me. He says, I will. Papa will have to touch your privates, though. And this is in the grooming stage, remember, where they don't know they're about to get extorted.
Jeez.
I mean, there's this, you could see, please don't leave me. I'll do anything. I'll do it fine. I love you so much, more than anything, anyone else in the entire world. You make me so happy when I hear your voice. I smile so much. Your voice is so pretty. You're the most beautiful girl in the entire world, and I hope you know that. You make me so happy. I hope you know how much I love you so much. I'm really sorry for the things I've done. Please forgive me. I love you. Respond. I'm sorry. He just is blowing up her messenger because she's not answering him. And that's the grooming side of things, which, you know, appears, if you were to not know anything else, it appears like a guy that wants to get, you know, hook up with a girl that's young. Sorry, skip some of that. And then from here, starts to get into things that are a little more rough. So here's some of the guides. You already read grooming. The extortion one, if you want to read that.
To start off, for you to be able to extort, you must also have the ability to groom. Without grooming, you won't even get any information or any nudes. And if you groomed your victim, you pretty much have control of her. To extort a female properly, you must have the following. Personal information, addresses, names, phone numbers, and nudes. Once you have this stuff, you may start threatening your victim with, for example, sending her nudes to her parents, swatting, and leaking personal information, etc. If she doesn't do as you say, examples, make a blood sign, make a cut sign, kill your cat, and kill yourself. At the end, if you have done everything correctly, you should have gotten exactly what you want to. Remember, never say content is content, because no one wants to see some shitty cat scratches.
Right, meaning there's content is content. What they're saying is they don't want you to grab like a paper clip and write a username into their arm. They want you to deeply cut it into there where it's going to permanently scar and bleed badly. And you read that. There's a website, and I won't name the website, but there's a website that has, look how long that takes to read, the average. They have a whole handbook on people, like they train each other on how to extort minors into doing these horrible things. It's unbelievable.
Jeez. This is the prologue of the handbook. The handbook is a comprehensive guide that provides deep insights into the tactics and strategies that can be used to blackmail and exploit victims, primarily through the use of compromising photos or videos. It delves into aspects of coercion and highlights the various methods to maintain control.
Oh, coercion.
Coercion. Instill fear and coerce victims into complying with the perpetrator's demands. Additionally, it offers step-by-step instructions for everything there is to know about carrying out a successful scheme, from identifying potential targets to executing the blackmail process to creating convincing fake identities, maintaining anonymity online, monetizing, and safely storing content, ensuring that the perpetrator remains untraceable. This is not a handbook to teach victims how to protect themselves or seek help, but rather to teach perpetrators how to locate and exploit their victims. So, my dear reader, if you choose to go further, it is at your own risk. You've been warned, but on the other side, you may find a way to unleash your deepest desires. We can all only hope, right?
Yeah, so I cut the book at that point, but there's 240-page book, and here's what they would talk about for a 14-year-old, and they rank it based on, like, you can read it. It's crazy.
Jeez. Choose this age if you are specifically seeking young victims who can be controlled for a long time. 14-year-old identity. Victim reach, 3 stars. Receiving nudes, 3 stars. Success, 5 stars. Long-term victim, 4 stars.
Yeah, and they're doing that for a 14-year-old. They're saying that's the odds of all of them things happening. This is, yeah, so girl, if I can skip right to it.
Girl, here I am making another video.
It should be around.
I just saw her
No, this is not it. Here's that girl right here.
What is this?
This is just a girl. She doesn't hurt herself, but listen to what they say.
Just please no.
Okay, well listen to us, babe. Come on. We're trying to help you out.
I just want to be left alone and leave the
I
service.
understand. But it's not that simple.
Can I please just do that?
You want to leave the server? I
Please
don't know
just
if you
do that
ask
with-
her. I think she's gotta work for it.
Yep, definitely.
What the fuck is that? Are you like dyslexic or something? Holy shit.
I'm looking in the camera to do it.
Dude, you're stupid. Hey, can you hear us? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm 27 years old, by the way, and I want your daughter to do stuff for me.
Okay, that's fine. I'll report you to the police.
Oh, I'm sure you will, fatty. Can you leave the room, though? I'm busy talking with your daughter. I just saw her tits, and she's like 16, I'm 27. Make her lift up her shirt.
You think it would end here, right? Watch what happens. The girl's back. The dad gives her the computer back.
What?
Yeah, watch. Watch.
They're gonna dox me.
See? He's back.
Do you want to die tonight? Do you?
And he ends it with, "Do you want to die tonight?" But the dad gives that girl the access to the internet after he just saw and heard, not even her hurting herself,
What
but
the
them threatening
fuck?
her. That's a bad parent, in my opinion. Yeah, this girl's just cutting her ponytail, but it's very sad.
I don't know, should we press send?
Fine. No. This much, okay?
Go. Start cutting. Chop, 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 chop.
Fucking safety scissors.
Yeah, they are really bad.
Jail isn't enough for these people. It really isn't. Like, these people don't deserve to live in a cell for the rest of their lives. They deserve worse.
Keep going.
Please just leave me alone.
This is the extortion side of things. I wanted to show you some, not as I don't want to show you videos of, what you're thinking, because it's too much. These are some of the cut signs.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That is the name of a person.
That is fucking deep cuts.
And that's the name of the group. That's another name of the group with, just pointless hate. This is very deep.
Holy shit.
And if you read this one, oh no, hold on, let me get you the first one so it makes sense. Right here. It's hard to read, but it says,
laughing as they called me names, reposted my videos and pictures. I stripped myself down. I don't recognize a single square inch of my body. It's all branded, cut up, and bruised. I hate them so much.
And then that's the name of the group that's cut into her stomach. That part of the groups. Here's some. They're called blood signs. Where they cut themselves and put the blood on the wall. And a lot of times it's satanic things, which I have one you can read.
You want to read it? I don't want to read the wrong names.
The username made me paint the walls of Eden with my blood, snuffed my humanity. Where is your God now? And it's a wall covered in their blood with satanic symbols that they drew onto the wall. Very, very graphic of they cut themselves deeply and write this into the walls. I sold my soul to the group name written on this wall with handprints of blood, upside down crosses, pentagrams. I sold my soul to that group name again. Completely different victim.
Do you want us to put these up?
I mean, you're welcome to take all of this.
I mean, has anybody done this? Is this...
There's some of this is, like, almost all of this is public. I wanted to make sure I wasn't putting anything illegal on your show.
Public where? Is this...
On different forums and stuff. Animal abuse. There's a girl holding up her cat, covered the head of the cat, but that's the guy's username, very popular in this, all of these cults, all these groups. And that's just a victim, but she literally murdered her cat. This is a guy, completely separate situation. He killed his cat, victim. That's a cat, dead cat's body part, and they used its blood to write the group's name.
Oh.
There's some rough stuff, so get ready for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
What the fuck, man?
This is on a call with somebody random in the group.
So this dude, we can't put that up.
Obviously.
This dude just stomped on an old woman's head until she was dead, and then slit her throat.
Yep, just to prove to that group that he was worthy. Here's a suicide from somebody that was trying to do, his own version of anti-extortion. He wrote a suicide note, put himself online, puts up the note to prove himself, and that's his suicide note, and then he just ends it. And that's it for him. It's a guy that was, I guess, already knocked out. I don't know if he died or did not die, but these are all different individuals, by the way. Like the criminals.
Holy shit.
That's somebody, I took the video off of this because I didn't want you to have to see someone burning alive. But that's a homeless person fully engulfed in flames and murdered. And then him in the chat bragging about it.
Jeez, dude.
So that, and then the last one that I'll show you is the miscellaneous, which same username from earlier. Has me and my 2-year-old sister captive. He's a sick man. And then you see her with her child.
One day I will record it and I will fucking show everybody. I will show everybody. Haley, either I myself or I will kill you. I'm not fucking joking. This shit over an e-girl, Tori. Over an e-girl, over fake shit. I promise you.
You don't have to
Either I die or you fucking die and you watch me laugh, smile at you crying in pain. Stupid fucking bitch. You are worth nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
I promise you, Tori. You will be there to watch.
Okay, calm down. Okay. Bro, I
So
understand.
he's threatening her life. I mean, it's just a group chat full of people that are talking. We're almost done. Here's somebody right here who, if you read this one.
Little information about how I started this. I've always been a psychopath and always wanted to watch girls inflict pain upon themselves for me. My earliest cut sign I've ever got was a single K back in 2016. Over the years, I've stopped taking breaks, come back on new aliases, but I have a total of over 2,600 plus groomed victims. My goal is to reach 3,000 before I get feted.
Welcome to my suicide chat. I'm trying to host my own virtual funeral. This is the guy who lit himself on fire in the hotel and had everybody there. There were, I think it was 30-something people watching. Here's to enter this group, you have to give either cut signs, deep cuts, blood signs, suicides, or bricking. You have to do arson, stabbings, or graffiti, and you need like these different amount of pieces of each thing to get into certain levels of these groups to prove that you are real. So that's part of what I was talking about with the crime proof. And then this is someone admitting to things.
I have little children cut themselves for me and do weird shit. And like I might have people like strangle themselves with a fucking cable or kill their pets or just do weird shit, and I record it or have other people record it. And then like I'm part of a cult, like a really bad people cult, but I'm also part of some other shit too, just
like imagine actually saying that on the internet, just being like, yeah man, I'm a really bad person, and being proud of that. Like I get people to hurt themselves and animals and other people, and I think that's awesome. You fucking weirdos.
just like lame shit.
Oh, who knows with that guy? That was just a random piece of evidence. Here's Roblox, which I'll get more into after this, but you see that's their logo right there. And then that's a shirt that says I love CP, and it's in the game itself. And then me not a victim, like all of these things that should be censored by the game, not being censored. This, and this. Donate for CP. And the thing about Roblox is they're making 30% of every single sale that goes through their game. And I'll explain that more too once.
Charge Roblox. If they're allowing people to trade CP on their platform, they need to go to jail too. Like, honestly, it's like the Epstein Files thing. Like, if the Epstein Files is going to collapse our government, then our government deserves to collapse at this point. Like, if they're all out doing disgusting things to children, then do away with it. I'm done.
So this is over. They're making money off of this. Why stop here? There isn't a drought of kids on Roblox. So this person's talking about how many kids there are, and this is a known group for these people. This is a username that if you put that into ChatGPT, I guarantee you it would know exactly what it means. But if there's no AI doing moderation on Roblox, that stuff gets by. Which, if the people can't see it, it's pedophile rapist. That's the username, but it's spelled wrong. This person saying, do you like play because if you did, I'd you. And this one, this is unbelievable. So imagine a premium service for a free app. So Discord, the chat application, is a free application. It's like about $10 for their premium features, and all you get in their premium features is emojis, like different, little emojis, being able to color your profile with different colors and stuff, and maybe a larger file size limit to send. But that's all you get for Discord Nitro, is what this is called. And this conversation says, I got a 2-week Nitro trial if you want one. Guy says, give. He says, yes. Guy says, will she cut for me? He says, yes, we'll cut on camera. He says, all right. Other guy says, if I tell her to. He says, can you tell her to? He said, Nitro first. He said, all right. So he traded a victim for $10 and the ability to send emojis in a chat application. That's how petty and ridiculous this is. Here's an 11-year-old victim they're selling for money.
Oh, man. What do you mean they're selling her?
Read it.
For sale. 11-year-old girl. She is very naughty girl, has been deflowered, yet still in ripe enough condition. No visible signs of abuse. Will listen when she is put under enough pressure. Make sure to give her enough attention and she'll never leave you. Price, $1,200. Only accepting Monero payments.
Which is an untraceable cryptocurrency. So, but you see how she's got the group name written here?
Yeah.
So she's not only being sold by people that are into children, adults, but she is being sold by these satanic scumbags that are doing that.
So is she a hostage, or is this,
It's hard to tell. That she may have been forced to take a photo like that, or she may actually be a hostage. Yeah, so I think that is all of that I have in this folder, at least. Is there anything that I didn't elaborate on there?
Well, I think we need to get these to my guys so we can put some of this, at least some of it.
Some of it. And I want to show
on
some of the robots.
camera. So, dude, what the fuck, man? So this is, oh man.
It's rough, man. I'm sorry you had to watch that. I just wanted you to understand how severe this actually is.
And these are little kids.
Little
These are
girls
little kids.
and boys.
Yeah, and what he just said is very prevalent. Like, I'm sorry that everyone has to hear this, but it's literally so prevalent in our society, and it has to be stopped somehow. Like, if we don't have the conversations, then this is just going to keep going on until it's your sons and your daughters that these people are finding on the internet. Like, you might think like, oh, well, this won't happen to me, or this hasn't happened to me yet. That doesn't mean that it won't.
So what are the most popular games that the 764 cult is luring their victims out of?
Roblox, Minecraft, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat.
Okay, tell me about Roblox and Minecraft, because I don't know anything about gaming. I don't game. I don't.
Understood. I don't either, but it's part of the investigation. You gotta, a lot of times I'm investigating, I end up on these games or apps, and Roblox is the one that I'll focus on the most because that seems like the majority of the issues right now.
I know little kids that use that game.
There's 75 million active daily users. So it's the largest children's game in the world right now.
I've been telling people too about what you've been telling me for at least 6 months now about the 764 cult. None of their kids are off of it yet.
Yeah, most people they throw their iPad at their kid, they put them on Roblox, and like I said earlier, little cartoon characters running around the screen, no harm in it. But, something that most people see, like you didn't seem to even know, but like they just banned a guy, there's like a young guy who was actually groomed and had issues for himself on Roblox, who has a popular YouTube channel. He started catching predators on Roblox, just regular old predators that are interested in children, not these guys. And he got to my knowledge, there could be more. There was 6 arrests. I saw 6 mugshots that came from this one guy. His name is Schlepp, and he went like
W. Schlepp, he be working with Gideon and Skeeter Gene and all the guys I watch on YouTube that catch Preds every day, and he's right. He got banned from Roblox. They sent him a cease and desist. They said, if you sign up again under another email, we're going to end up sending you charges. All because he's exposing all the evil things happening on their platform. They don't, like, Roblox doesn't want to solve the problem. They refuse to take any accountability for these things. It's absolutely disgusting.
mainstream on the media because Roblox sent him a cease and desist letter for being a vigilante on their platform. They did a press release saying that they're banning vigilantes from Roblox. Did a whole statement. You should see this press release. It's unbelievable that all their excuses of why they think vigilantes should not be a part of Roblox. There are a ton of predators. Is this
publicly available?
Yeah.
We'll post that up right now too.
Absolutely.
So this is the official statement from Roblox saying why vigilantes shouldn't be taking down pedophiles and set off of their platform. They want these people on there. They want these fucking people on there to
That's essentially what it meant to me.
Your children, and your children are on here, and I'm fucking telling you, you better get them off. You better fucking get them off. It is going to happen to you.
Yes, these people, they're sitting predators. If you've noticed,
Dude, what the fuck? What fucking parent keeps their fucking kid on there after we're telling them this shit?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's.
Get your fucking kids off Roblox. Like, literally immediately. I don't give a fuck what kind of hissy fit they throw. Get them off of there.
It's unbelievable to me, and predators hang out in spots where they can prey on victims. That's why there's so many teachers, why there's so many police officers, why there's so many parks that things happen at, or gym teachers, or people in positions of power where they have access to children. That's where predators end up. And then people are surprised by it. They wonder why. Like, why do you think these people took the job in the first place? Do you think that they weren't a predator, they weren't a pedophile prior to taking the job? Like, they've always been one. So when they're on Roblox, and it's the largest children's game in the world, obviously
it's the largest children's game in the world.
Yeah, largest in the world. So when
largest children's game in the world doesn't want people on the platform saving fucking kids.
That's exactly right.
Are you fucking listening to this shit, people? The largest video game platform in the world doesn't want to take any fucking measures at all to save kids. In fact, they made a press release discouraging it.
Yes.
A cease and desist.
Cease and
Sorry,
desist
not a press
and a press release. Both.
And you're fucking paying this platform money. There's millions of people.
Yeah, next time your kids ask you for V-Bucks. Dad, can I get some V-Bucks so I can buy stuff on this platform? Crazy.
People that are going to listen to this, and I'm fucking telling you, you are complicit in this shit.
100%. And let me tell you some more, Shawn. So Roblox, if parents have their kids playing on it, if you're familiar with Fortnite, there's a similar in-game currency called V-Bucks in Fortnite, and Roblox is called Robux, like Robux.
Mm-hmm.
So if you went to Target or Walmart or CVS right now,
I know people that give their kids literally like hundreds of dollars a month for V-Bucks and Robux and all this shit. You better be monitoring what your kids are doing on these platforms.
you could go buy a Roblox gift card that a kid can cash in the game, and they get a Robux balance. So they'll get it for their birthday presents, or their parents will buy them these cards, which allows them to buy like outfits in the game or access to do fun things and in actual kids' games, right? Well, there's these public games where developers, like you and I could be a developer for Roblox by just signing up to be a developer, put out a game, Roblox will host the game, and then everything that's purchased by these children within game, in-game purchases, they make 30% commission on. So when they leave up a server that is talking about, you know, child, in that example, they use CP as the term. And then there's other servers where they're blatantly wearing 764, shirts as characters. They got upside down crosses. They got satanic symbols. They have people in the chat logs talking about grooming. They have all these things, but they're profiting directly off of this stuff. And they don't have, to my knowledge, it's like it being the largest game in the world comes with some responsibility, for kids. And I believe you should have a full team full of people that are familiar with child crimes working in your content moderation team. And if you don't, then you should be hiring these quote unquote vigilantes that you're kicking off the platform that are getting arrested on your platform. You should be hiring them because obviously they're making more of an impact than Roblox is, at least publicly.
If I were Roblox or Minecraft or Fortnite or any of these games, I would be in contact with this dude right now. Like, how do I hire you directly to make sure this never happens to another child ever again?
Roblox doesn't want to make an impact. They want this shit happening.
I guess.
They want this shit happening.
It's hard to believe,
Otherwise,
yeah.
they wouldn't be sending fucking cease and desist letters to people who are trying to save kids.
Yeah, wait, let me just pull up the press
people
release.
People are fucking supporting this shit.
I
It's
want you to hear
wild,
the title
man.
of this
It's fucking wild.
The title of this
wild.
thing, Roblox
I mean,
press release, vigilantes. Like, this is not something I'm just coming up with off the top of my head. It's, let's see, I want you to hear the title of it. More on our removal of vigilantes from Roblox. And it goes into a very long press release that explains why they're removing vigilantes from their platform. Look at this. Why we remove vigilantes. The importance of accurate reporting. Help Roblox remove bad actors.
What happened after this?
So they lost, I think it was, I might be off by a little bit, but $13 billion in market cap, I believe it was within 24 hours after releasing this and doing a cease and desist. The guy Schlepp went very public with the media. Chris Hansen partnered up with Schlepp to, like, the YouTube.
W. Schlepp, W. Chris Hansen. I hope they lose all their revenue and no one ever uses their platform ever again. They don't deserve it. With great power comes great responsibility. And if you're not going to take responsibility, you don't deserve the power.
To talk about this specific problem because it made no sense. That makes zero sense why they would want to get rid of vigilantes on their platform if they're not causing any harm other than just exposing the predators. And people, a lot of people I'm sure took their kids off of Roblox, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there's 75 million daily users. And another thing outside of child predators, Roblox, I'll show you a picture with it, but before I show you the picture, there's a ton of Charlie Kirk assassination simulators in Roblox that are publicly facing that any child can join, that are very graphic. Some are photorealistic, some are cartoon, where they can play the role of the shooter. They can watch in the crowd as he bleeds out. They can, any child can join this, and I have photos of it so you can see.
This is on the most popular kids game in the fucking world?
Yes. So here's some screenshots of Roblox. If you join my Discord server, you'll see real CP. That's just one. Swat us, we dare you. You're based in your mother's basement, but look at that. That's
yep.
There is another one. Yep. The Roblox in-game chat references Twist Sexual Fantasy 764 and the Age of Young Gamer. So if you look in there, join / that name, that's a very popular group for the com.
So they don't.
And these are the people that are happy that Charlie Kirk got shot. Really shows you when you see all your friends on Facebook, oh yeah, like ha ha ha, he deserved it. Check their fucking hard drives immediately.
They don't even hide. They don't even hide.
Com girl on cam / where the com girl's at. Com girl meaning like a girl.
They're telling you what they're gonna do before they do it.
Well, not all the time. Sometimes they lure them straight in here and they don't. In this case, they're straight up saying where to go watch it. And this is in game. Like in a children's game that should be blocking all of this. Kirk knew it was coming. Hi, Gabby. And you can see the photo of it happening on this character's shirt. There's a game you can literally go on the Roblox website,
Assassinate Charlie Kirk.
and just press the play button and just play it, and you see this.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can use real V-Bucks to buy these t-shirts, which I'm not V-Bucks, I'm sorry, Robux, to buy these t-shirts, and you know, that means Roblox is making 30% off every sale of that t-shirt.
So Roblox is making 30% off selling gamer, what do you call that? Like a skin?
A skin, yeah.
A gamer skin, like an outfit for your character to wear that is Charlie Kirk shot in the fucking neck, bleeding to death.
Yep.
Roblox makes money off this shit.
They make money
Nice.
off of all of this. The predatory behavior.
And parents are supporting this. That's fucking genius.
It's unbelievable.
Because they're too fucking lazy to watch their own kids. That's what this is.
They're too lazy to watch their own kids, and they think that it's not going to happen to them, and their kids are smart.
You know, I get it, man, because when I was younger and I annoyed my parents, they told me to go to my room and read a book. So I had all these Harry Potter books, and that's what I read. There was just no way for someone to infiltrate the Harry Potter book in my room to get me to do weird things, unless they had weird hidden stuff in the Harry Potter book, which there's not. So it's like, I get it, because obviously parents get annoyed with their kids. The kids are up their ass all the time, and you need a little breather from time to time, so you shove an iPad in front of them, or you shove the video games in front of them. But when I was younger, my dad would tell me, go to your room and read a book. And if he went in that room and I wasn't reading a book, all hell would break loose. So I spent a lot of my youth, literally, I've read every single Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Hunger Games. I've read so many of those books multiple times over because I spent a lot of time grounded as a kid for annoying my parents. And I'm happy that I grew up in a generation where that was what they told me to do. They, instead of shoving a tablet in front of my face, they said, go to your room and read a book. I used to hate them for that, but I mean, they did a better job than parents are doing these days, I guess.
Smart enough to not fall into this trap. It's all these things. That is not the case. They're wrong. They're wrong, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, I do this every day. 6, almost 7 days a week of my life is dedicated to this topic. And I don't have a child. And when I do, I don't know how I'm going to act as a parent, but I can tell you for absolute sure, this is not going to happen in my house. It's not going to happen. My kids are not going to be part of these games. They're not going to be part of social media until a later age. I understand there'll be friends that are going to hand them the phone. I know they're going to break the rules, but I want and look, I can't speak on what I can't. I don't know. Maybe I have a kid that defies everything that I say, and I'll eat my words at that time. But right now, I can't understand why you would even let your child play the game. Why would you buy them Robux in the game? Why would you give them access to a computer if you see they're even playing it, knowing what you know right now? So not just Roblox, Minecraft too, any game where they're talking to strangers that is unrestricted, you should not let them play, especially at a very young age where they don't even know right from wrong.
I mean, the worst I really had to deal with was Call of Duty and Halo chat rooms and people calling me the N-word and telling me they were going to beat my ass and this and that. Like, it wasn't anyone in there like, hey, cut yourself, send me pictures of yourself. Like, I don't know, man.
So that's, I could go on, I can keep going on a rant, but parents are going to make decisions for themselves. And the question that I'm going to get asked, and I get asked by everybody, is what can you do about it? Well, the answer is 2 things. I wish I had a better answer. It's either sign up for a monitoring software like Bark, because Bark is very good for what it does. It monitors for bullying, monitors for sexual type of activity, it monitors for suicidal ideations, all of those things. I have no partnership in Bark. I just like their company. I think they do a great job. Custodio is another one that also monitors devices, but Bark is the one I know the most. They both, I'm sure, are great. And the most important one is being aware of what this stuff is. Do your research, watch the news, or Google search some of these terms on the news. 764 Group, The Calm, Roblox, predators on the internet. watch some of these podcasts, listen to some of Shawn's episodes, get yourself familiar so that when you have a conversation with your kid, when you decide it's the right age to talk to them about this or that, then you have less of a chance of them falling into this vicious cycle. And if they do fall into it, they feel comfortable enough about it to come to you about it and tell you. And that's the best advice that I can offer you. I don't have a button that just erases predators off this planet. If I did, then half of my life would be a lot more free than it is right now. But
I got something, about this. This needs to spread. And so if you're a parent, when your kid's hanging around with other kids, because everybody's addicted to their tablet, because all these, I don't know what the fuck kids are doing with phones anyways. I mean, you said it perfectly the first episode. When you hand your kid a phone, you're not giving your kid access to the world. You're giving the world access to your kid.
Right.
I've said that many times since I've heard that come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I've heard you on that
But, you need to be asking all the parents that your kids hang around with if their kid's on Roblox. If they're not on, if they are on Roblox, then you need to educate them. If they still don't give a shit, then you need to shame the fuck out of them. That's ridiculous. This shit's fucking crazy. Don't let your kids hang out with anybody that's playing that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, remember, we might be
it's-
old school, but like there was a time when going outside and riding around on your bike was like what hanging out with friends is. I know that's not the case anymore, and I know that parents are going to use
It
that
can
as
be
an
the
excuse.
case.
But it
That's
should.
what we do at my house.
It
We play
should.
outside. We do fucking bikes. We do creeks. We do woods. We do hikes. We do camping. We do forts. We do all that shit. We don't fuck around on the phone.
Yeah,
We
and
do
I love
not
that
fuck
about.
around
I
on
love
the
that.
phone.
And same thing with my business partners. They don't play that at all. Same as you. There's a lot of parents that will not allow it. Another thing that's like, and this is a whole different topic, but I just want to just breeze over it real quick. It could get very sensitive for people, and this has, like, if you're watching this, please do not take offense to this because it has nothing to do with you being into men, women, being trans. I don't care what you're into. You can look at me as a Christian or a right-wing extremist or whatever else that I've read about myself online. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care about any of the other things, gender fluid, all of the things I'm not thinking of right now. What I care about is if you're attracted to children, I don't like you. It's as simple as that. I don't care if you're a girl, a guy, a strawberry, whatever. I don't care. But when you bring these
It's crazy too. Shout out my boy Paul from Peak. He's been posting lately. A whole bunch of people in my area have been getting caught doing weird things like this with kids. But it's all a bunch of school teachers that are females hooking up with like 12-year-old boys and stuff. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
these books into kids' schools at extreme young ages. Like I'm walking in Florida, which, as most of you know, is a pretty wild state and usually against a lot of things. A lot of people don't like Florida. I'm walking through Barnes and Nobles and I see that there's the gay BCs in there, bye binary, and I'm looking in the table of contents of some of these books, and one of them is talking about AIDS. It's like, how do you explain to your 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old kid what AIDS is without telling them what anal sex is?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can't. You can't. So why bring these children's books into a school and expect kids to, like, I didn't learn about sex ed until maybe 7th, 8th grade in gym class, and it was like cartoons on the screen explaining what the body parts were. These kids are learning, like, for you to know what the opposite sex is and for
Back in my day, the teacher would come in with a banana or a cucumber and teach you how to put the condom on it. Crazy.
sex is to be attracted to the same sex, they have to understand what sex is. And the only people that should be teaching their kids about anything sexual is their parents. So I don't know. That's a whole different topic, a whole different tangent, but I don't like these books. It's got nothing to do with lesbian, gay, LGBTQ. It has nothing to do with that. I really genuinely, on my everything that I love, I don't care. But I do care when it comes to kids. I think they should make that decision as grown adults. And,
This is why so many people are moving to homeschool.
It makes sense that we're Montessori schools. But
Tons of people are moving to the homeschool program because of shit like that.
sorry, it's got me pissed off.
We've covered that stuff several times, Ryan. You don't have to cover it again. You don't have to cover it again.
It's just got me frustrated because it wasn't too long ago that I found out that it was in Florida bookstores, and
Stuff's
it's
been going on for a long, long time.
very frustrating.
But That's why you are seeing this wave of people move into homeschool because they're just tired of the shit. They're not going to deal with it anymore.
And the last thing I
one
want to
of
say, real quick is when talking about these cults and satanic groups and some of the stuff that we talked about and read, I understand the people that are watching. Some of you are not going to be able to see these videos in full, pictures in full, but I want you to understand how graphic this stuff actually is, how much damage they're actually doing to children, to animals, to their family, to strangers, how volatile this could be. And remember where it starts. It starts on these games like Roblox, like Minecraft, websites masquerading themselves as mental health support groups. It could even be an actual mental health support group that they groom your child off of. So remember those things. If you don't see any of the content and you don't believe it's as severe as I'm saying that it is, and Shawn saw with his own eyes, just trust me when I tell you that it is. And I pray to God that your kid never becomes a victim of any type of sexual crime, as well as any sort of crime or turn them into all of it. I don't even know what to say, Shawn. It's got me. I can't. I've never spoke on this topic publicly
We're doing
before.
it, Ryan. We're doing it. The parents that care are going to watch this. Their kids aren't going to be on Roblox anymore. They're going to be educated, just like the last time. And then there's going to be a handful of parents that just don't give a fuck.
And that's on them. That's on them. They can regret it when they figure it out themselves.
Just
Unfortunately,
this alone is going. I mean, and look, if let's say Roblox disappears tomorrow. Let's just say 75 billion people watch this episode and they're all on Roblox. They're like, fuck it, I'm out. Then it's just going to move to something else.
Yeah.
So you have to be a vigilant parent. You have to pay attention to what your kids are doing online. But I think, the majority, at least this audience, people take action.
I believe it and I know it, and I meet people all the time that watched our first episode, and like I'm repeating myself, but have said that they've made changes based on what they saw on our episode, on other things I've done. But it doesn't matter where they hear me. I don't care if they hear me in a bathroom stall in Jamaica or Haiti. It doesn't matter as long as they're hearing it from somebody. It doesn't have to be me, and they make a change. That's all I care about.
I did want to cover one more topic here.
Absolutely.
We were chatting about it last night. OnlyFans for teens.
Yes.
Brand Army. I had no idea this shit was going on either.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? I mean, you educated me on it last night, but I'd like you to educate the audience on it.
Sure. So the brief, because that's a whole investigation within itself. So if you're not familiar with OnlyFans, it's a website where people can sell their bodies for money. That's for adults only. There's a site called Brand Army that you can join the site as early as 13 years old, and they have a policy of how many bikini / revealing photos that you can post before. So you could post, let's say, one bikini photo, and then it has to be 2 normal photos, and then another photo that's revealing, and then 2 more normal photos. And these are 13-year-old girls or boys, but the other part of it is to subscribe to their content, where they're paying for the child's content, and the parents are actually directly profiting off of it. You have to be 18 years old to subscribe to the children's content. So it's so backwards. There's a house in Florida called the BOP house, BOP house. That BOP is like a slang term kids are using for like a slut or whatever. And there's a lot of OnlyFans girls living in there, but one of them was under 18, and they were waiting for her to turn 18 to bring her on to OnlyFans, and they were using Brand Army before that.
Are you fucking serious?
Man. Yeah, so they knew exactly what they're doing. It's not like a misunderstanding. This is very like the parents that are doing it and letting their kids use Brand Army are fully aware they're selling, they're sexualizing their children and profiting off of it. They're fully aware of it. I didn't think I was going to get this worked up this episode. My apologies.
Ryan, what are you doing to take care of yourself? I worry about you, man.
Not a lot, man. But I got some advice recently. There's a great therapist in Texas that I was told about who specializes in some of this specific type of stuff. And, you know, a lot of this I feel like I compartmentalize, and I'm having some physical issues I talked to you about. I don't really want to get into that here, but even if I really feel like I'm able to compartmentalize and focus on this being a good thing, and I keep convincing myself it's worth it because it's a good thing, and I don't let it affect anything in my life, that's what I really believe. It's now physically proven to me that that isn't the case. It has to be subconsciously affecting me, so much so that it's becoming a problem I need to get help for. And I'm not saying that to pity me or to feel bad for me, but, you know, take many years of dealing with the most gruesome stuff that's, you know, probably worse than murder every single day. And I think anyone is going to have some type of reaction to it. If you didn't, I think there'd be something wrong with you. So at some point, I will seek out the right type of help. Therapy is a tough topic for me. As you know, I've owned 3 mental health facilities, so finding a good therapist is a little harder for me than your average person because I got some internal feelings about them. And then growing up with therapists, they weren't the most trustworthy. It's like they were more my friends than they were my therapist. It's tough for me to believe anything anyone says that's a therapist. But if and when that one in Texas works out, I'll be happy to do it. And any other thing, I'll update you, and, you know, I'll let you know. But yeah, I need to take care of myself. You're
Ryan,
absolutely
I
right.
want to bring this up because we've had several conversations about this. Last night you were telling me stuff, and I'm not going to get specific, but it is very much affecting your life and people who are close to you that are around you. And, you know, I know, dude, different sector, not as dark as the shit that you're in, but spent a lot of time at war. I just want to fucking tell you, man, like, I get it. I know that every time that you need to take off to get help, you think of that as there's one more child that's not going to get saved. Dude, you cannot fucking think like that. You have to take care of you, because if you don't, this shit is all going to come crashing down, and then you will not be able to function. And then there's going to be a shit ton of kids that aren't going to be saved because you're not right. So look, dude, you have to fucking take care of yourself. You have to go on vacations. You have to be around people that love you. You have to get help. You have to clear your head. You have to do these things, or it's not going to end well for you, man. It's not.
I appreciate you saying that.
And I want to say this in front of this audience because they're going to back me up.
Yeah, and look, I respect
guests.
you. I respect you, and I know that you know what PTSD looks like. I know you know what trauma is, and if you're telling me I need it, I believe you. I take your word for it. You know, it's there'll be a time where you get a text from me randomly, and I tell you I'm doing this, I'm doing that, it's gonna happen. It just I pushed it off for long enough. But you're right. I get what you're saying. It's just so much easier for me to push it off because of the reasons you just stated. We talked about them last night, so I need to focus on myself because I don't even want to get into what I'm going to say. So I
just started. Dude.
I need help.
If you don't do it for you,
do something. That's what you're saying.
If you don't do it for you, do it for your mom. Do it for your girl.
Yeah.
Do it for me.
Do it for everybody.
Do it
for everybody.
Just fucking take care of yourself, man.
I can't help anybody if I can't help myself, so I'll keep it at that.
All right.
I will definitely get help. I appreciate that. I love you to death, and I appreciate you very much.
I love you too, brother.
Thank you, man.
I'm proud of you.
Proud of you too.
It's an honor.
Man, we need the Avengers. That's what we need. We need everyone that is watching this, that has watched this, to go on tryhackme.com and figure out how to be the next Ryan Montgomery so we can stop all these weird, not even stop them, but like completely eviscerate them. Like make sure that everyone is so scared of what we've done to these people that no one ever thinks of doing anything like this ever again. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch the first interview they did together. So I'll have another stream for you guys tomorrow, and you better have a nice day. Or else.